lost her mind. She was about to lose someone else in a similar way. It's almost like she knew in advance the courtesan would survive. Or am I overthinking things again? Additionally, there's the other courtesan who sympathized with the girl, plus the well-paying madam. The more I start questioning the events, the more suspicious they become. Were they all in on it? No point saying it out loud when it's only conjecture. I really miss this pleasure district, but in essence, it's no different from the rear palace. It is both a garden and a cage. Everyone here, they're trapped, being poisoned by the stale air. The more the courtesans become intoxicated by it, the more they become sweet poison themselves. I don't know what fate has in store for her. Maybe she'll be accused of trying to murder the customer. Or perhaps the brothel will claim he was out to ruin their merchandise instead. Well, whatever. You can't survive in this neighborhood dwelling on every little problem that crops up.
Mel?
Hey, May.
You're returning to the rear palace?
I still have a year left on my term. I also have a job I can't force on others.
That's such a shame. You just got back. You know, everybody was worried after you disappeared all of a sudden. Heidi, Joka, the old lady too.
That wasn't my impression.
She acted like usual, correct? She can't tell you to your face.
I see.
Oh no, did I make you all sentimental? There.
Let me go, May.
Have you been out to the annex?
Not yet.
Take care of yourself.
Hi.
You too, Dad. I'm off. Before I knew it, my 3-day homecoming was over.
How sad you have to leave us so quickly. Tragic, right, Master Lihaku?
Everyone wished she could stay in town longer. We have to go.
Looks like you had a good time. Once you taste the heavenly dews, there's no going back to reality. Gently but steadily, they'll squeeze all they can from him. That said, I still have to cover for the amount I couldn't pay up front.
Let me know the next time you're coming home.
She's already got a buyer in mind once my term's up. Come on, what's with that death glare? Better make my escape. I should go get changed.
Later?
Tell us.
Everything.
I shall be waiting for you in the parlor.
You wanted to meet? He seems really upset with me for some reason. Am I overthinking things? Yeah, that's the case. Hopefully. Anyway, why are we alone?
So then, you went home, huh?
Yes,
Good time.
I was just glad everybody was doing well.
I see.
And?
Why don't you tell me more about this Lihaku fellow?
The man was my guarantor. How does he know his name?
Do you have any understanding of what that means?
Yes, it means one must be a high-ranking official with a good record in order to vouch for another.
I suppose he gave you a hairpin?
He passed out several, so I received one as a consolation prize.
Is that so? In other words, I lost to a consolation prize then. Funny how even though I gave you one, you never considered seeking me out.
He's annoyed because I didn't ask for his help instead?
Because I got restricted.
Weird, but it's obviously better not to stir the pot and create further drama. Is he that bored he wants attention even if it'll cause problems? I deeply apologize, but it came down to a matter of not being able to think of a repayment you would enjoy.
Back up. Repayment? This Lihaku person. Did you give him something in return?
Yes, I bestowed a night of blissful dreams on him.
A whole night?
Mm-hmm. He seemed quite satisfied with the arrangement. I worked hard, so I'm pleased with myself. You aren't usually this clumsy. Best to clean up before it stains. Beg your pardon. You should get this washed right away. I'll also pick up the broken teacup, so no need to bother helping.
Blissful night.
Excuse me.
Whoosh.
Hi, Dad. I'm still so confused though. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, a little rough. They are. They're really
That
cool.
man can't be trusted.
Sure, but it'd only create far more issues.
More drinks. Keep the booze coming.
Talk about a fall from grace. I'm not sure I can even finish my drink after seeing his sad face.
I'm not letting it stop me.
So cold.
Thanks.
How much longer are you going to sulk?
I'm not sulking.
You mustn't forget you still have responsibilities to see to.
I understand.
He doesn't understand. The Jinshi I know would never give in to such childish behavior. The Jinshi I know would never become so attached to a toy. These need your attention. It took considerable effort to get the details out of concubine Gyokyo, who was beside herself with laughter.
You mean they weren't?
As payment for her guarantor, Lihaku was introduced to a star courtesan. Who knew that girl had such connections? Who knows what image the master had in his mind? Youth is such a scary thing. That said, he finished his work quickly that day and left to meet with her. Only to find she had left for home with another man. It must have been quite a shock for him.
Thank you, cowboy.
I sincerely wish they would put a little more thought into these. There are many bureaucrats trying to pass bills that benefit them personally. In turn, my master's workload continues to grow because of it. Truly a pity.
Master Jinshi!
It's already after hours. Can't this wait?
No, I mean, it's not about work. Please, sir. Sir Conan?
Should we go?
At once.
Such tragic news, I am at a loss.
Apparently, some big shot bit the dust. Maybe it sounds callous, but I find it hard to feel anything for a person I've never met nor heard of. He was a man past the age of 50 who died from drinking too much. Seems pretty open and shut. If that was but the end of it, he wouldn't ask for the head lady in waiting to leave the room.
Be honest. Do you think the alcohol's what really killed him?
I knew he'd ask. If someone partakes in drink, they should know too much is essentially poison. Overindulging can result in damage to the organs, and excessive amounts in one sitting can possibly lead to death.
It was a party for a group of peers. I heard he had several jars worth.
That certainly would do it.
But Sir Conan could handle his alcohol. This death seemed far too sudden.
Of what?
Conan was the name of the man who died. A dynamic warrior who could down entire jars of alcohol. He was also well liked.
Gauchman,
Yes.
this is the same drink served at the party.
Real booze!
As for the jar Sir Conan drank from, unfortunately it was dropped on the floor and the contents were lost.
So, if it did contain poison, we'd have no way of knowing.
It is as you say.
He's acting meek. Must realize he's asking for the impossible. I prefer dealing with his usually shiny self. Then again, for a while now, Master Jinshi has been behaving more like a child. That's a rather unusual flavor. Like someone took a sugary drink and decided to make it bitter.
What's wrong?
It certainly has a distinct taste.
I know. It's sweet, right? That's how Master Conan liked it. In terms of his diet, if he was presented with the finest smoked meats and rock salts, he wouldn't lay a finger on them. Apparently, he used to love spicy foods, but one day he inexplicably developed a sweet tooth. Every meal he took eventually became more like dessert.
That'll give you diabetes.
Do not spoil my nostalgia with reality. You're seriously having more?
From spicy to sweet, huh? Were there any salty foods served at the party?
Yes. There was rock salt,
I don't have
mooncakes, and dried meat. Will you be needing those too?
By the time they're here, I'll be finished drinking the bottle.
That's not quite what I meant.
Can you get the jar that Master Conan was drinking from?
As I've already mentioned, it's been shattered.
They'll be fine. Oh yeah, right. There's one thing I want you to look into. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Here's the report.
I appreciate your help. As I thought.
Here's the bottle. Are you sure it's safe to lick that?
Unfortunately, there's no poison.
Holy salt?
That is correct. Master Conan didn't seem to mind. You mentioned he developed a sweet tooth out of the blue, and from then on would only eat sugary foods.
Yes.
Funny, because the jar contained so much salt, crystals were left behind when it dried. While it's essential for the human body, too much can be poisonous.
He died from this?
That part's not surprising. Taking into account how much he drank and the amount in the jug, I'd say this was the cause.
Fine, but the man still should have been able to tell if the flavor was off.
Sadly, he wasn't able. Please take a look at this. It's a report listing the details of Master Conan's lifestyle. Judging from what's written, it seems at some point, Master Conan lost his ability to taste salt.
That can't be.
By all accounts, Conan was a serious and skilled bureaucrat, with a personality that could only be described as stoic. But many years ago, he lost both his wife and child to an epidemic. From then on, he buried himself in work. He only had two forms of entertainment,
Thanks for the
sweets
follow.
and drinking. There's an illness that eliminates sense of taste. It's brought on by an unbalanced diet or stress. Sometimes people repress their feelings, and those repressed emotions lead to disease.
So, who was responsible for putting the salt in the bottle?
However much I want to help you solve this, it's not for me to say. Although, I can tell you there was also salt in the drink I had yesterday. It could have been put there by someone at the party who didn't enjoy sweet beverages. Alternatively, certain people might resent a coworker who's too serious. Maybe they placed salt in the drink to get back at them. A harmless prank in their mind that turned out to be deadly. If Master Conan continued drinking without issue, perhaps they kept adding more, hoping he would notice.
Gaoshun.
Yes? Understood.
I'm such a coward. I've practically named the culprit at this point, given the number of hints I dropped. Then again, I don't want to be directly responsible for someone getting punished either.
You've been helpful. That'll be all.
Sure. He's wearing an obsidian tassel. He's in mourning. Was Master Conan really a great man?
Indeed. He had helped me when I was young.
He looks like a regular person right now. I guess he is human after all.
Oh, yes.
Huh?
Your prize.
A bottle?
Sorry, it's not the same kind as yesterday.
And it's booze?
Don't drink it in public.
Yes! Thank you so much!
Here I was expecting a little more gratitude.
I'm not kissing your feet. If we're done here, maybe you should get back to your usual work. I bet he's slacking off. Better be careful or it might start piling up.
I take my work quite seriously.
What sort of work?
Well, for instance, there is this particular bill. It wants to place a limit on alcohol consumption in order to protect the youth from becoming addicted. Drinking would be illegal until the age of 20. Well.
I'm begging you. Please, whatever you do, don't pass that bill!
We'll see. It's not something I can decide on my own.
Master Jinshi!
Do you?
Doctor! This way! Oh, I can't look!
Luckily for us, it's winter. She's still in good shape despite being a drowning.
How can you look directly at her?
Where was the body found?
Floating in the outside moat. By the way she's dressed, she's likely a servant at the rear palace.
I get it. That's why they call it our dog. It's just a shame this is who they have in charge of autopsies.
Would you mind if I left this to you, little lady?
Afraid not. I've been ordered never to touch a deceased person.
There's some things even you won't do then.
Master Jinshi!
I figured you'd show up eventually.
You seem rather comfortable around the dead.
I grew up around them. The Pleasure District is only one street away from lawless chaos.
So what's preventing you from touching corpses?
My teacher forbade me from ever doing so.
Some aversion to death?
Not that. It's because humans can become medicinal ingredients.
Given your natural curiosity, once you try it, soon you'll be digging up entire graveyards. You mustn't cross that line. Ever.
Yes, sir.
He's not wrong.
What a rude response.
Doctor, could you please do a proper autopsy?
It is my duty.
Eek indeed. rather tall, hard wooden shoes, bandages on one foot, fingertips deep red. It must have been cold, lying in that water.
The victim was a servant girl. By all reports, she seemed normal yesterday. And according to the guard, she must have climbed the wall last night and thrown herself in. There were no signs she was forced into the moat.
In short, suicide.
What's your stance?
I can't tell you if she took her own life, but I strongly believe she couldn't have done it by herself.
What are you saying?
When you look at the wall, there were no ladders or other climbing tools used. The rear palace perimeter is at least 4 times my height.
So making it to the top would be impossible.
In most cases, that's true. Theoretically, being able to scale the wall barehanded is out of the question. Do you remember the affair a while back with the dancing ghost?
Concubine Fuyo?
Yes. It always bothered me how she managed to climb to the top. So I decided to do a thorough investigation. That's when I discovered protrusions I can only assume were used by the builders. That being said, it would still be difficult for most women, especially if your feet were bound like the servant girls were. As you know, our custom considers small feet beautiful. The practice isn't performed on all women. However, I do occasionally see the distinct walking style in the rear palace.
But if it wasn't suicide, are you saying it's murder?
I don't have the answer to that. Though based on the evidence, it's safe to assume she was alive when she fell in the moat. She must have clawed at the stone walls trying to climb out. When I examined her fingers, they were clearly bloodied and red. Was it suicide or murder? Taking my own life? The thought would never cross my mind. I'd hate if somebody killed me too. I wouldn't be able to test any more drugs or poisons. But if I were to die...
What are you thinking about right now?
The sort of poison I would choose for my death.
You want to...
No, of course not. But nobody knows when they will go.
But I may have to turn it off
It is
of
not something I want.
here.
But there are malicious third parties out there who would wish to cause harm
it
to
keeps
other
on
people,
restricting me.
like Master Conan. We wander through life, never knowing when it's our time. That's fate. There's no way of
Community
resisting.
guidelines, stuff that people aren't comfortable with. I don't know.
Sometime later, I heard a rumor going around how the dead servant was at the garden party where the poisoning took place. They found a will containing relevant content, so the case was closed as a suicide.
I'm pleased to inform you the report you requested is ready.
I recall asking you to find someone with burns on their arms nearly 2 months ago. It took you long enough.
My deepest apologies.
So, you have found them?
Yes, it leads all the way to the Garnet Palace. The culprit is Fong Ming. Master, she's Aduo's head lady in waiting.
I see. You are free to go. Concubine Aduo.
Why it's nothing impressive.
I heard about the girl who drowned. They say it was a suicide. She used to serve at the Garnet Pavilion. Rumor is she was the one who poisoned Lady Lishu's food at the garden party. I wonder if she did it because she served concubine Adwal?
Wait, pure consort Adwal?
Word is she was going to lose her title as one of the 4 consorts and be replaced by a younger concubine.
At 35, concubine Adwal is 1 year older than the Emperor. She had a male baby with him back when he was still a prince, but the child died. It's a shame the rear palace is designed solely for producing heirs. Mother to a lost son. If Lady Li Hua fails to bear another child, she'll probably suffer the same fate. There's no guarantee that Lady Gyokyo will continue to have the Emperor's love either. Even the most beautiful flowers wilt eventually, and those unable to bear fruit no longer serve a purpose.
Sorry, I've got to run.
Before you go, take this with you. Leftovers from yesterday's tea party.
Oh, thank you! There were more snacks than you could finish, huh? Those tea parties are perfect.
Since it's so cold out, I thought this might hit the spot. The drink is made from orange peels boiled in honey. It should warm you right up. I hope you like it.
She can't handle honey either.
What a picky eater, right? What sort of guest turns down the hostess's food?
Yep.
Indeed.
Lady Gyokyo.
Oh my, Ailan, I'm sorry. I believe this needs to be stewed longer. Let's find you something else. How about hot ginger water?
Yes, that will be fine.
Unfortunately, it seems I wasn't wrong about the bullying. Boing.
Leave the cleaning up entirely to us.
It don't matter.
That's
It's up
right.
to you.
You need to go and get your rest.
I'm not too tired to help, you know.
How was concubines Gyokyo and Lishu's tea party?
I did find it suspicious how such a large-scale event happened so quickly. Figures it was his idea. Everyone that was present had an enjoyable time.
I am far from being done with you.
I'm even more than done with you.
Let's see how far you can
The
reach.
poisoning at the garden party. Did you hear that it was carried out by the Garnet Pavilion servant who drowned in the moat?
I am aware of all the rumors.
Do you think she really committed suicide?
How far we can-
I've already told you that's not for me to determine.
She was a common servant girl. What reason would she have for attempting to poison concubine Lishu?
I don't know.
On that note, can you help at the Garnet Pavilion starting tomorrow?
How polite. Making it sound as if I have any say in the matter. Of course. Mansions are painted in their master's colors, figuratively speaking. Concubine Gyokyo's Jade Pavilion feels homely.
I don't know if it's gonna work anymore. Broke my charger.
Stairs. Who is it she reminds me of?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I got a cat.
That's Lady Fonling. I expected the pure consort's head lady in waiting to be from an important family, but she's surprisingly approachable.
If you could be so kind, I would like you to air these books out. You can ask the palace eunuchs to handle the heavier items.
She really is the eldest of the high-ranking concubines. The mansion is full of objects, but each one has a place and a purpose. Similar to the Jade Pavilion, the servants here are hard workers. There are a few idiots who could learn a thing or two from them.
Now I'm just a head. I wish I felt good. I still feel like
That's
shit.
all of them.
You've done this much already? I recognize a hard worker when I see one. Would you mind helping us out in the parlor as well?
Glad to. She's friendly, observant, and praises others freely. As head lady in waiting, she has a real skill for handling people.
Yeah, it's because I keep my house cold.
I haven't done that much physical labor in a long while.
I haven't been able to rest at all, not even one day since I started getting sick.
Thank you again for your hard work today.
Sure.
If I'm not mistaken, you'll
Apothecary
be spending
Diaries.
the night here, correct? Please follow me.
Anthony, go to your room!
Smells sweet.
I insist you use this. It'll be cold tonight.
I'm so grateful.
Hope you sleep well.
Hi, baby.
Master Jean, she didn't tell me to do anything specific. All the same. Is the mastermind behind the poisoning really in the palace? Everyone seems so devoted to their work. And not just the ladies in waiting.
Lady Fengming, I would be happy to take care of that.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's just something I noticed.
Lady Fengming is a shining example. She's well past her prime, but in another life, she would have made a great wife. I wonder if she ever considered marriage. Or if she chose to serve concubine Adwa for life. As far as motives for the poisoning, fierce loyalty could be one. With the newest concubine about to ascend, the high-ranking consort who would be placed most at risk is Adwa. But what if a vacancy opened elsewhere first? The Emperor is only interested in ripened fruit. He hasn't paid a visit to Lady Lishu yet. Which is fine, considering the girl's only 14. But individuals could also claim she's not serving as a concubine. If someone was poisoned for concubine Adwa's sake, it wouldn't be out of the question to target Lady Lishu.
Can someone help me out here?
It's honey.
The jars are all from an apiary Lady Fengming's family runs.
It's no wonder there's so much of it here, despite it being a luxury. That must have been the sweet smell from last night. Huh? Lady Lishu? She's accompanied by just the one taster? Why is she at the Garnet Pavilion? Back at our tea party. That's what transpired at the Garnet Pavilion.
I see. Go on.
That's all. There's no and or but. I don't know what he's expecting from me. I'm an apothecary, not a spy. If that was the assignment, he asked the wrong girl. And what's with his casual attitude recently?
Let's change the subject. Who among them could make contact with the outside using some special method? Guesses?
What a roundabout way of asking. Only one possibility. It is Lady Fengming, the head lady in waiting.
Based on?
I noticed she had bandages wrapped around her left wrist. Then there were the colored text plates. They were found wrapped in a woman's dress with burns on the sleeves. The question is, why the need for multicolored fires? One possibility is that it was some kind of code. Although, it's difficult for me to imagine a woman as gentle as her being part of a conspiracy. Then again, that's just my opinion.
My, you've done quite well.
Given the way he's lapping up that honey, he must have already suspected her.
This is for you. Good girl should be rewarded.
I must decline!
Don't be so modest.
Offer it to someone who wants your fingers in their mouth! This
guy thinks he can get away with anything just because he has a pretty face. Why am I shocked? He's always been a pervert. Master Gauchon! Last citizen, your food later.
Do you not like sweets?
I prefer spicy.
But you can still eat this,
Damn it, he won't listen. If he weren't so high up, I'd kick him in the groin. Oh wait, there's nothing there to kick. Should I accept this as an order, or escape with my dignity intact? Why couldn't it be a bowl of aconite soup instead? So that's why.
Sorry?
What are you doing to my lady-in-waiting?
Yoko, I was...
Who gave you any authority to harass her?
Sorry, I had to turn it off. Did you already finish it? I can finish the rest of it. It's only 6 minutes. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, as soon as, let's finish this one, then I have to get up. And I have to make sure everything's cleaned up and stuff, and people are coming back for all that shit out there. I don't know, they said something about they didn't want us, so there's no asbestos, but they didn't want us in the house during demo anyway, because it's going to take a few days, and they didn't want us in the house. Well, this is what they told us on Friday. They knew we were leaving over the weekend. They said also, you know, when you get, you know, the chance next week or whatever it is, start taking stuff off the wall for the demo, so that way it's all off the wall and whatnot. And we're like, okay, so we get a call, and he's like, yeah, we're looking at starting demo tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, are you guys not wanting it? Are you guys wanting us in the house? Is that fine? Are you guys wanting us out of the house? Because if so, did you guys get us a place? Like, you're supposed to get us an Airbnb. So, like, he's like, oh, was that what they were talking about on Friday? I was like, yeah, they were both here, the insurance adjuster and the contractor. They were both here talking about getting us out of the house for the demo. Also, they knew we were gone, and then they just say, oh, we're coming tomorrow, so make sure everything is perfect and ready. And I don't know. I really don't. And anyways, he's like, well, let me touch base with them, and then we'll know about the demo and whatnot. I'm like, the fuck? Aren't you supposed to coordinate with them in the first place? Anyways, they're on their way here. And they'll be here in like an hour. Come live with you. Okay. I'm on my way. I just want one day of rest. That's all I want, because I want to get better and nobody wants to let me. Boys! If I have to say boys again, you will be grounded! Aiden! Anthony! Elijah! I'm sorry. Alright, you're grounded, you little fuckers! Just kidding, they couldn't hear me, by the way. move. Alright, it's good. Well, I don't know how to use memes, so. How old does that make me? I also used to call it memes. These motherfuckers. Why do they gotta come? '22, '24. What year would they have been born in the 2000s? God. Oh, thank you.
The trash out.
You got all the trash out?
What?
You got all the trash out?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I don't have purple toilet paper.
Alright, you still have to get a shirt on, Aiden, because people are coming. Then you guys need to go upstairs. Make sure your bathroom's completely clean still. Close the door.
Can we go upstairs and back here?
Make sure that upstairs is completely clean and your doors are shut.
Can we in our rooms? Wait, can
Your room should be clean. I fucking cleaned them on Friday and we haven't even been home for a day. So yes, if they're not clean, get your ass upstairs and clean it.
Hey, Mama.
What?
Can I have a piece of gum or something?
No.
Okay.
You go brush your teeth. I spent hours cleaning their fucking... What are you eating? Are you eating a potato chip? Come on, Voodoo. I spent hours cleaning their room on fucking Friday. Give me a second. Alright. Leave the potato chips alone, cat. Oh, is that my water? Where is it? Ah. Alright, we have 6 minutes to finish. Are you ready? I gotta pause it.
Oh, this was...
Alright, ready? And 3, 2, 1, go.
Simply a prank Master Jinchi took too far. So, could you find it in your heart to forgive him?
Since it was nothing but harmless fun, next time you can do the licking for me.
Me? Licking? That's too much.
You get the point now. Also, there are a few things I need you to look into for me. Beg your pardon.
Welcome! Huh? Master Jinshi's not here?
No, I'm sorry for the sudden intrusion.
You may speak. What is it the Jade Pavilion wants from me?
I have a question for you.
I remember you from the garden party. How can I assist you?
Are you not fond of honey?
How did you know?
It was written on your face. Maybe you had a reaction to it at some point in the past. It's not uncommon for someone to get food poisoning and have trouble eating it later.
That's not quite what happened. It occurred when I was only a baby, so I don't remember. But I was told later I nearly died. Since then, my nurses forbade me from ever eating it.
What gives you the right to ask the consort such probing questions?
Say the ladies in waiting who didn't protect her at the tea party.
Look at her face. Whenever she asks, you don't need to answer anything.
The fact that she's being so rude to the virtuous consort alone gives us every right to have her expelled.
So that's how they pretend they're her only allies. By painting any outsider as a villain.
It's our responsibility to look
Shame
out
on
for
all
you,
of you,
ladies.
trying to deceive a naive girl. She's an isolated concubine, with no one to rely on except her scheming ladies in waiting. What a vicious cycle. I am here on orders, not because I want to be, but if you have any objections, you should take them up with Master Jinshi.
Wait! Master Jinshi? Directly?
me this much at the very least. I can't wait to hear what excuses they came up with to approach our resident deviant.
Before we continue, one more thing. Are you familiar with Lady Foaming? Head lady in waiting at the Garnet Pavilion?
Xiaomao?
Master Gaoxuan, is there a way one can learn about past events in the rear palace?
I can search through the court library.
What?
I'd appreciate it.
Go find it!
What did she figure out this time? There's no denying she's smart, especially for a 17-year-old.
Oh, now
Not only is she knowledgeable and composed, she possesses the ability to think through and deal with various issues. Despite her peculiarities, it's still impressive.
Anthony!
The following occurred 17 years ago when the current emperor was prince. He had a child, a son with concubine Adwo, though the baby's already gone. He was born around the same time as the prior emperor and empress dowager's son, making him the current emperor's younger brother. That was the one child he had while he was a prince, and Lady Adwo was his only concubine. It says the emperor and concubine Adwo are foster siblings, so that would explain his close attachment to her. But it's surprising a man that lustful only had one concubine back then. 16 years ago, the baby died. It was delivered by... I never said it aloud, but that was my hunch. Several of the herbs growing in the rear palace were the same ones I used while growing up. Someone must have transplanted them there. A man who drags his feet, like an old woman. A doctor so obviously overqualified in his position as a pleasure district apothecary. A former palace eunuch with a bone removed from one knee. What were you doing, Father?
Oh shit! Voodoo! Papa, how long are these episodes?
A letter from concubine Gyokyo?
I will check for it in a little bit.
To deliver it directly.
I will
I'm
check
sorry.
for it in a little
Lady
bit.
Ado is out for tea.
Since
Why
she's
don't you go
away,
play?
there's
Away from your
something I would
brothers.
like to discuss.
I
Go
understand.
play away from your brothers. Go play away from your brothers.
Auntie doesn't want to play with me.
Well, I wouldn't want to play with him either if he's being mean to you.
Their luggage is all packed.
Aiden, hush!
And it's as I thought.
Aiden, shut up!
Aiden also doesn't want to play with me.
Yeah, Elijah, if I was you, I wouldn't want to play with him.
Not to be rude, but why are you here today? We've finished tidying up the palace.
So when are you moving out?
Well, are you a clever one?
The big cleanup was just a smokescreen. A new high-ranked concubine is going to be introduced during the New Year's celebration, and concubine Adwo will be forced to leave. The consort. She can't have children anymore. I want to know what happened when she gave birth.
To be blunt, I fail to see how it's any of your business.
It has more to do with me than you think. The doctor who was in charge. He was my father. The birth of concubine Adwo's child coincided with another delivery, one deemed more important. The Empress Dowager's son.
Give me an happy push-up on my chin.
How about you go to your own rooms then? You want to be on him? Go to your own room. You want to be on them? Go to your own room. Aiden, get a shirt on.
Please don't take me to the Empress.
My lady, Feng Ming is by your side. Everything is going to be all right.
That delivery took higher priority, and concubine Adwa was forced to wait.
Lady Adwa.
She must have lost her uterus during the delay. Sadly, the child that was born to concubine Adwa passed away soon after. It would seem you're still blaming yourself for that, Lady Fengming, while concubine Adwa was spending time recovering from giving birth. Caring for her child fell to you, the head lady.
So you figured it all out? Despite the fact you're the daughter of that incompetent charlatan.
You're right. There was a rumor how the child fell ill and died as a result of the toxic face powder. But that's not the case, is it? After all, that
I gotta go
charlatan
beat
would have
ass,
banned the makeup
so-
from the palace.
I swear, by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there. And I swear that I'm so fucking done with my life. I won't be there. I just want to rest, because I'm sick and people would not leave me the fuck alone. I swear. Why? Where'd he go? know. It's just something. Well, I'm guessing he never stopped it, so I'm probably gonna push play. Is he back yet? Oh. I'm at 441. Let me guess, he's probably watched the whole thing. What a bad boy. Could go better. You ready? You're good. I mean, okay. 3, 2, 1, go!
But you're a clever woman. You wouldn't have let the baby die from that. The real cause of death was this. So many plants, so many poisons. Aconite, azalea, the list goes on. Their nectar is known to be toxic.
I am aware.
At this moment, you are. Not back then. Regular honey isn't poisonous. You thought it would be a nutritious supplement. To an infant, though, it can be lethal.
Thank you for your help, as always. Of course. It's no trouble at all, Lady Adwa. You focus on rest and recovering.
Thus, concubine Adwa's child passed away.
God damn.
The cause was seen as a mystery. My father, Lorman, the attending doctor at the time, was blamed for repeated mistakes, including the one at childbirth, and was expelled from the rear palace. Only later would you learn the truth, and accidentally discovered what caused the baby's death. Someone came along and taught you how honey can be poisonous when it's fed to an infant. But you couldn't let concubine Adwa find out. Imagine if she knew you were the one who killed her child. And so, they had to vanish. person was? Consort Lishu. During the previous emperor's reign, she was close to concubine Adwo, who was her elder, and she, in turn, was fond of concubine Lishu, a young girl taken from her parents, and a woman who could no longer give birth. A sort of codependency might have developed. It was during this time concubine Lishu shared how she almost died after eating honey when she was younger.
Yeah,
To make sure your lady never knew, you started chasing the concubine away from the Garnet Pavilion.
There's nothing he can do about it.
Later, the previous emperor died, and concubine Lishu was forced to leave the rear palace for good. Problem solved. I imagine it must have been quite a relief for you, because you thought you had seen the last of concubine Lishu. But one day, she returned as another high-ranking consort, and a threat to Adwo's status. An insolent child, constantly attempting to visit your mistress, as if trying to be with her mother. To protect concubine Adwo, who became incapable of childbirth, and to conceal the issue with the honey, you poisoned concubine Lishu's soup.
And what, may I ask, do you want?
There is nothing I desire.
Anything, just ask me.
Thanks for the pause.
You must know it's meaningless, so there's no point in answering.
Child, think of the person who is most precious to you and what they hold most dear in life. The moment I met Lady Adwa, I knew I would spend the rest of my life serving her. Despite being a woman, she possessed a strong will and the ability to speak as an equal, even with the prince. I had nothing but the deepest respect for her. Compared to me, who could only follow my parents' orders to become a lady-in-waiting, she was astonishing. Despite that, I took the most important thing to her. I'm guilty. He's gone because of me. The child Lady Adwa loved so dearly was taken away. With these hands. Back then, do you know what she told all of us?
Do not blame yourselves. Until 7, babies can die for any number of reasons. They are susceptible to even the mildest illness. My child, they simply followed the will of the heavens.
She acted strong, but I knew she cried herself to sleep every night. It's my fault.
What was her mental state like, serving Lady Adwa for 16 years? Without a partner, sacrificing everything for the concubine. I can't relate. I don't have it in my heart to let anyone that close to my own. Once he hears my story, Master Jinshi will surely apprehend Feng Ming. There's no way she wouldn't be executed. The woman is smart, and surely she already knows this. Might I make a suggestion? My options are limited, but I can take your 2 motives and make them into one. The result won't change, but if it's preferable, please hear me out. I'm spent. Must bathe. No, it's too late. I can at least get changed. Good thing I wore layers of stiffened oil paper, just in case our conversation became less civil. Wasn't cut, there's that.
Never a dull moment here. So Feng Ming handed herself over. Do you know about this?
Not a thing, honestly.
I heard you had Gaoxuan collect some information.
True. I was hoping to figure something out, but it was all for naught.
According to you, Feng Ming's motive was to ensure concubine Adua would remain in a position of influence as one of the 4 concubines.
Indeed.
Quite odd. Concubine Adua was scheduled to leave the rear palace. She'll relocate to an imperial villa in the south.
Does this affair have anything to do with that?
No, the decision isn't a new one. It was the Emperor's call.
I see. Those flowers.
Hong Yang put them on display.
Strange. They're out of season.
Oh, it tastes sweet.
For poison, yeah. It's not as if you ingested a lethal amount. My suggestion to Feng Ming was as follows. The poisoning of concubine Li Shu, the cause of death for the baby. Make both motives into one. That way, she could hide the true reason for the baby's death from her mistress. Feng Ming's death might be inevitable. But like I said, it was the best I could do as a girl, with no power.
Not here.
I can't sleep. Maybe I'll take a walk.
Thank you.
Feng Ming was executed, and concubine Adwa is set to leave the rear palace tomorrow.
What's this? Someone beat me here? You're that girl. The one who helped clean the other day.
Forgive me, my lady.
Stay. Care to join me for a drink?
Look at me! I mean, if you insist.
That's Boo.
Pretty masculine, aren't I?
I feel like you're giving that impression on purpose.
You're an honest one. After my son left me, my role changed entirely. I became the Emperor's friend, no longer his concubine. No, things simply went back to the way they were. Never in a million years did I think I'd be a concubine. I was one only in name, given the role out of pity. I wanted to hand it off as soon as possible. So why did I cling to it for so long?
Likely doesn't matter who she ran into. She'd be saying the same things.
The water must have been so very cold. It would have chilled her to the bone.
Probably so.
What a fool she was.
She might have been.
We all are.
Maybe you're right. I think I get it now. That servant's death. It really was a suicide, and concubine Adwa already knew. Feng Ming might have even aided the girl with her attempt to remove suspicion from the consort. She made the choice to plunge into the waters, just as Feng Ming chose the gallows to keep her secret from being revealed. Whether or not concubine Adwa wished it, they freely sacrificed their lives to protect hers. I should follow her lead.
What are you doing?
Ow, don't scare people like that.
I didn't mean to.
And what are you doing here?
I might ask you the same question.
Rightfully so. I'll be going. Would you mind unhanding me now? I told you, let go.
Then I'll be cold.
That's your own fault for not putting on a coat. You better go fetch one. Have you been drinking tonight?
They asked me, so I did.
I wonder who.
The host invited me to partake with them. Loaded me up full of booze, then just took off. When she finally came back, she told me she was satisfied and threw me out.
There's someone here in the rear palace with the power to order Jinxie around like that? Oh, wait. That's neither here nor there. I don't have to put up with some clingy drunk even if he outranks me. Hold on. Come to think of it, he did break my fall when I lost my grip climbing down. I suppose before being too demanding, the decent thing would be to thank him. Master G...
Please don't go.
Aww.
Keep me warm. Just a while longer.
When left me, my role changed entirely.
Why did she phrase it that way instead of simply saying he died? One could interpret that as meaning he's still alive. There's no evidence of it that I've come across. But what if Concubine Oddwa's and the Empress Dowager's babies were swapped at some point? It must have been clear to her after seeing how her child was treated.
What do you think you're doing? I must tend to her.
The Empress takes priority.
No, you can't.
After all, who is she? The daughter of a wet nurse and a childhood friend of the prince. If only her son was born to the Empress instead, he would live a better life. Perhaps in her state, she simply couldn't tell right from wrong. But still, the decision would result in her son surviving. Surely that would have been her greatest desire. However, what if people found out the babies were swapped later? If that happened after one of them died, it would explain why my dad received such harsh physical punishment. He didn't notice. If that's the case, it would explain why the Emperor's younger brother is in such a delicate position. And why Concubine Oddwa, who's supposed to be a realist, stayed in the rear palace for so long. What complete nonsense. I'm disappointed for even thinking of it.
Please, don't go! Lady Lishu!
What else is new? Imagine being a lonely concubine and finding a lady-in-waiting you can trust. How utterly reassuring that must be.
Are you hurt?
At that moment, her masculine, noble face suddenly took on a different expression, one of a caring mother.
Fong Ning's kin and those connected.
She told me she was kidnapped and sold off, but...
Alright. I'm supposed to be here in 5 minutes. I probably should put pants on. Look at my cat. Yeah, that's my cat. It's cute. Put some pants on, but I don't want to. Guess. Pants are stupid. Alrighty, y'all. Peace out, homies.